Well, well, well. It's time again. We're gonna start this off with a little hydration break. Y'all, whoever can guess what content is in this right here, I'll give you a kiss on the lips. But let's say a cheers. Let's get a drink. Let's get on with the story, y'all. Alright, y'all. We are gonna talk about the time me and a girl almost got caught smoking weed. But the person who caught us thought we was doing a totally different thing. Alright, y'all. So it's the last day of school. I don't remember what year it was. I'm trying to remember, but I can't remember if it was my freshman, sophomore, or junior. Because me and this girl was friends for a very long time. And me and this girl had a few moments where we was a little bit closer than friends. But we never was that type of thing, or I don't know, we just never did kick the links, I guess. You know what I mean? Anyways though, this girl absolutely loved smoking weed. And so did I. I was a firm smoker by then. My weed virginity has long been passed by then. So, you know, I was always down to smoke. Smoked a couple times in school. Never done this though. So, this girl hits me up. She texts me. I'm still in class, okay? And I hop up on the messenger, or maybe it was Snap, because I was big on Snapchat, but I had her on both, so I don't know. Now, we had very low service at that time. I had one bar of service like throughout the whole entire day, so she could have sent me this message hours beforehand. I have no idea. Anyways though, we start talking. She says, hey, guess who just came into my class unannounced? I said, oh my God, who? And she said, Hillbilly. Now, I have a very interesting story about Hillbilly that does not put a good light on rednecks or country people at all. Think of the most stereotypical thing about country people, and you're probably gonna be pretty close to right about what he done in a future story I'm about to do. And if you all do want that to be the next story, let me know down in the comments, because I have been wanting to tell this story for a long ass fucking time. Anyways though, I said, oh my God, what did he do? And she said, he was really sketchy. He came into my history class. The teacher asked what he was doing, and he said that he needed to talk to me. And I said, what did you say? And she said, I didn't say shit. The teacher just scolded me a little bit, got my ass in trouble, and I decided just to hop up out of class and go see what he wanted. Well, ended up what he wanted to do was ask her out. Now, before he asked her out, he gave her a good old-fashioned $20 bill worth of weed. So, you know, good little 2 grams. Now, long story short, the weed was fucking ass. In fact, it was probably one of the worst weeds I have ever fucking smoked in my entire life. Now, I'm gonna tell you a story later on about the worst weed I ever smoked, but this was definitely top 3 worst weed. If I can describe this weed as anything, it was fucking cardboard. It fucking burned my lungs, in fact. I was smoking that shit while over there, and it fucking made my lungs go into a fucking fist. Every time I puffed it, it made it feel like I was shitting fire out of my ass, my mouth, and my lungs felt like they was being imploded by the fucking atomic bomb. Anyways though, I said, "Oh shit, what did you say?" She said, "Well, I took the weed, but as soon as he asked me out, I just dipped back in class. I'm pretty sure he's pissed at me." Now, she's pretty shy, she ain't confrontational, so I can definitely see her, you know, being asked out by somebody she wasn't into and just dipping the fuck on out. Cause she's just not that type to say yes or no. Well, no. If she likes you, she's gonna say yes. But if she don't like you like that, she ain't gonna say no or yes. She's probably just gonna leave you where you're at. Which, in my opinion, I think that's even worse. I would much rather ask a girl out and be like, "Yo, how you doing, Samantha? You know, I've been really into you lately. Would you wanna go out?" And her just walk the fuck out? Hell no. I'd fucking grab her by the hair and fucking hit her with a Jolly Rancher. I'd be fucking mad as hell. Anyways though, I said, "Oh shit, at least you got your bag, what you wanna do?" She said, "Let's smoke." I said, "Okay, bet." She said, "I don't want to smoke at school, and I don't want to smoke at the park because I have to go home right after the bus." I said, "Okay, bet. Well, let's find another day to smoke." She texted me, she said, "But we could smoke on the bus." And ladies and gents, that's what we motherfucking done. So, we end up loading up in the bus. Couple hours by now passed, so now it's 3 p.m. So, we load it up on in there, and there are kids fucking galore. And we start heading towards the back. Now, y'all think about the back of the bus where all the cool kids were at? Nah. There was a fucking bunch of weirdos. In fact, I had a very weird moment in the back of the bus at one point, which can be also another story. I got a fucking million stories, by the way. Anyways though, we go over to the back of the bus where there's a bunch of fucking weird kids. We're fucking anxietied up, thinking that they're gonna tell on us. Now, luckily they did not, but we about got caught anyways. We rolled down the fucking window, and then we lit the motherfucker up. Now, she was a true fucking G. She always had a fucking pack of Swishers or a fucking pack of, I don't even know what you call them, joint papers. It shows like a fucking hippie ass dude though with a toboggan on though. If you all know, let me know, cause I can't remember it. Anyways though, that's exactly what she had. She had some joint papers. She rolled that bitch up, and she was even better at rolling than me. I ain't gonna give her no shit. The bitch could roll a pearl. And she lights that motherfucker up. Now, we're smoking on this weed, and it's fucking making us both cough awful. In fact, the way we're having to smoke it is not like this. We're having to duck under the seat and smoke it like this. So every time I'm ducking to take a hit or two, I'm leaning towards her way or leaning towards the window, and then I'm trying to pucker out my lips so hopefully some of that fucking smoke will go up and go out the window. Now, did it? Fuck no. But this weed was so bad that didn't even smell like dank. If a normal person smelt it, in fact, the weird kids probably didn't even know we was smoking weed because they never even said one fucking thing about it. ladies and gents, it probably smelt like your fucking grandma's house when you walked into it. That's probably what the smoke from the joint smelt like, was your fucking granddaddy's bedroom. After he fucking got done hitting grandma raw after 90 years. Anyways though, we're smoking it, now it's her turn. I give it to her, which I should have let her take the first hit, because whoever rolls it is whoever the first one that smokes it. But you know, she was a true gentleman, or a true gentlewoman. She let me take the first hits. So applaud to you. In fact, I never did give her a name. Let's call her, Sam a girl? Nah. We'll call her Samantha. I give it over to Samantha. And she takes it, and she leans right up in my lap. Now, me and her are good friends. She hugged me. Hell, we've kissed. I mean, we've done pretty much every other thing anyways. So it really didn't matter. She went down over towards my lap area. Now, I remember, but that's not what happened anyways. She was taking some hits, trying to puck it out after the few hits, and try and puff it on out the window. Now, we got very fucking paranoid, because we clearly seen the school bus driver look inside the mirror and clearly look at us multiple times while he was driving. Now, he never did say nothing, but we smoked, and we eventually finished it. And after we finished it, we probably felt this high. We did not feel high at all. It was more of something just to do and say, hey, we done this on the last day of school. So anyways, I get dropped off at home. I dab her up. I tell her goodbye. And she dabs me up. She says, catch me next year. Because even though me and her was close, and we would go hang out sometimes, usually during the summer breaks, I was kicking it with other people, and so was she. So anyways, we come back the following year. And this is the end of the story pretty much, but I do want to tell you what all happened as soon as we came back. We dab each other up, we hug, we say, hey, how's your summer? How's it been going? And after the first day end, we go back up on the bus and we're about to sit together just like always. When the school bus driver comes to us and abruptly tells me to get up. I get up, I'm wondering what the fuck I done. It's the first day of school. The school day just ended. I knew I was a bad kid, but I knew for sure I didn't do nothing today. And there's nothing else in the past I thought he could get me for. Well, turns out, he pulled me to the side and told me I'm gonna have to sit on another seat and not sit with Samantha no more, because he knew what we was doing on the last day of school. Now, me being the cocky little bastard, I said, okay, what did we do? Now, this perverted old fucking bus driver didn't think we was smoking. Nah, he waited a full 3 months just to tell us what we done, when he could have stopped us and told us while we was doing the thing he thinks we was doing. He thought that we was giving each other oral. Now, her giving me oral? Okay, I guess I could see where he's coming from, if that's what happened. But how the fuck am I gonna, does the bitch have a dick? I mean, how the fuck am I gonna pull over to my side and fucking I don't fucking know. But anyways, that's what his old perverted ass thought. And now that I'm thinking about it, why the fuck did he not stop that if that's what he really did think was happening? Was he just hoping to see a flash? Like, what the fuck was old-timey geezer even thinking about letting us continue that if that's what we was really doing? I have no idea. If y'all enjoyed this story, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and comment down below if you all want to hear any of my stories I said that I can do, or ask me a question. I really don't give a fuck. But anyways, y'all, I will catch you later. Much love to you all, and peace.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.